Good morning. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Once Upon a Time Tarot. I kind of changed the name. I figured, you know what? Let's try something new for a while. It's fun. Okay, so once upon a time, there was a woman. And again, I use female as a gender, but please don't get caught up in the gender. This could either be male or female. This was my significator I used because I'm going back to old school tarot. So I wanted to know who was the woman involved. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So once upon a time, there was a Queen of Cups, and she kept trying to make something work, even though she was exhausted, but she refused to quit. As you can see by the Nine of Wands, it's the constant trying to kind of sling something against the wall and hoping it'll stick. She looked for emotional stability outside herself, maybe in a partner, in a boss, family, or friends. She believes someone else will finally make things feel safe. And we are all guilty of that. We all, for some reason, think somebody else out there has more power than we do. Okay? We are all Dorothy with the red shoes, and we've always had the power. Although, personally, I think, you know what, if you think about it, that bitch, that witch could have told her from the get-go she had those powers, right? But she wanted her to learn a lesson. That's how I'm going to take it. So anyway, a new opportunity appears, and she throws herself into it. At first, it looks very successful because don't forget the Six of Wands is all about success. But it's all about you've won the war, you haven't won the battle. She really thinks, I finally figured it out. But underneath, she's still the same person. She's still trying to fix everything. She's still trying to overgive. She's still feeling like if she overgives enough, she will succeed. But then she realizes, and comes the disappointment again. So she assumes she failed, okay? Because when we get the Five of Cups, there's a lot of self-blame there. You kind of feel like it's your fault, and you kind of hone in on that your fault sort of thing. The Magician is your turning point because now this chickadee over here, she realizes she's been giving everyone else the power to determine her happiness. The Magician wasn't in charge of them. The Magician was changing herself. And that's the thing. Like, you don't realize you have all the power within yourself, you know? Like, let me give you a for instance. So say you're on a health kick and you want to lose weight. You assume that these, fad diets or fitness influencers, I don't think we have enough of them on Instagram, are going to change you when it's really you're in yourself. The willpower is in yourself. It's not in somebody else. So you have to remember, you have to try to put things more on yourself and say, no, I got this. I can handle it. I always say about your mouth, you can control what goes in and you can control what goes out. Think about it. So then we come to the Ace of Cups, and I think you're at a point, or she's at a point, if that card resonates with you, where she's tired of trying to rescue every relationship, every friendship, every job, and every impossible situation. Something unexpected happens. Life finally has room to bring her something that actually fits. Because don't forget about aces, they're all new beginnings. Okay? So I feel like life handed her, or you, another challenge. But this time she rolled up her sleeves and convinced herself she could fix it. The relationship wasn't healthy, friends who only call when they need something, and family who expected more than they ever gave. Even jobs that so slowly stole pieces of who she was. And every time it fell apart, she blamed herself. And who hasn't? Maybe I didn't try hard enough. Maybe I expected too much. Maybe I'm the problem. Who hasn't done that? Who hasn't walked around with that emotional baggage? And then one day she realizes, what's the common denominator? She wasn't broken. She was attracting what was breaking her. So you stop chasing approval. You stop convincing people to love you. And I used an analogy, I think it was yesterday's reading or the reading before, about dating apps, and I know they're basically, you chat to get to know each other. I understand that. But one of the things I hate about them is there's such a selling yourself aspect, when they say, oh, so tell me about yourself. And you're like, oh God, what do I tell them? They're like, well, what's your favorite color? Black like my soul. Okay, so maybe I need to stay off those apps. But I think when we stop forcing these closed doors to open and we learn to swim downstream. I love that saying. I think I can't say it's mine. I learned it from, I don't even know if she's around anymore. Abraham and Hicks. She used to channel. You probably heard of her. I haven't seen her, God, in forever. I know her husband had passed. I had gone to see her actually in life. I thought she was pretty good. Sometimes the lesson is learning that not everyone deserves a front row seat in your life. It's your life. Like if people would really wrap themselves around, this is your journey, this is your life, and you want to live it how you want to live it. And I like that thought process, unless you have very small children and you're not doing nothing till they're older. That's my theory on that. But I also think that she will live happily ever after because of one thing. Not because all these other people changed, but because she did. And I want you to think about that today. You have the control. And once you realize that you have the control, look at the magician. He has every tool. He has every element in the tarot. And once you realize that you hold all the control, you will become a lot more powerful and confident and happy. We want you happy. All right, everyone. This was Once Upon a Time Tarot. Yes, we've changed our name. I hope this reading made sense. Leave your comments below. If you do not subscribe or follow. Like it if you liked it. And everybody, have a great day.